Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and another late night video, because we just got some pretty big news regarding the future of Star Wars content. And no, this is not game related, but you guys know that I like to talk about some other Star Wars stuff like the movies and things that I will obviously be watching. And in this case, Jon Favreau actually revealed the details of his live action Star Wars series coming sometime in the future. I'm actually not really sure when. This kind of came out of the blue, and I wasn't expecting this to be revealed in this kind of way, but he posted this out on his Instagram saying, "The Mandalorian. After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic." So this is really interesting, and it doesn't give us a lot of details to go on. But as far as I know, we do not know a lot about Mandalore post Return of the Jedi and what happens after the Empire. Obviously in Rebels we get to see the internal struggle within Mandalore and how Bo-Katan takes power together with Sabine and gets the Darksaber. I think that is as far as the story goes. A lot of people have already been saying, oh, what if it's Sabine, or what if it's Bo-Katan? And I'm gonna be honest to say that I think that this is probably a new character. At least that's the way I would guess it would be, and I think it would make sense to have a new character as well. Some things that are interesting to discuss here, based simply of the wording, is that this doesn't necessarily have to mean that this is going to be on Mandalore. It just says the Mandalorian, and for instance they bring up Jango and Boba Fett here, both of which we don't really see on Mandalore, but we see them do a bunch of other stuff, obviously on Kamino, Tatooine, Geonosis, and all over the galaxy, so this could be the same thing. And they do also say that it's in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. So thinking about the fact that the Empire was directly involved at Mandalore, this makes me also think that it's further out than Mandalore. But I think it would be cool to kind of follow along a bounty hunter that would just go around the galaxy doing his stuff, you know. I mean, we don't actually know if this is going to be a bounty hunter because they call him or her a lone gunfighter. However, they do also bring up Jango and Boba Fett here. And another thing that is interesting here is the fact that neither Jango or Boba Fett are actually Mandalorians. Like, Jango has Mandalorian armor, but the Mandalorian government don't see him as an actual Mandalorian and kind of a poser, so to say. But in this case, they actually call this person the Mandalorian specifically, meaning that this person is most likely a Mandalorian and not someone who has just taken Mandalorian armor and is wearing that. So whether or not it's gonna be a straight up bounty hunter is hard to say. I would guess not, but maybe something more towards the good side, so to say. Not that the bounty hunter necessarily have to be good or bad. Most of the time they are kind of on the bad side, and they aren't afraid to do what is necessary to kill people for money, simply put. I would totally be fine with that. A lot of the Star Wars stuff is always very kind of light side focused and or the good people, and I would love to see something that's not so much focused on just the good and the bad, but just a Mandalorian gunfighter doing his thing to survive. And considering that they are specifically saying that it is far from the authority of the New Republic, that would also make sense that this person will not have picked an actual side in that conflict. In terms of the timeline, they do say it's after the fall of the Empire but before the emergence of the First Order. So I'm guessing it might be set sometime after the Battle of Jakku, since it's obviously been the fall of the Empire, which I would guess is at Jakku and not actually in Return of the Jedi, considering that the Empire still lives on and all the way until the Battle of Jakku, where it gets shut down completely and splits into some smaller factions that I think disappears and then eventually comes back as the First Order, at least part of it, obviously. But I think there can be a lot of speculation done around this, and I'd love to talk more about this in the future, and definitely once the series is out, maybe do episode reviews or similarly, because I'm guessing a lot of you guys are probably gonna watch it. But yeah, I would love to hear what your speculation is about this series and what you think we could potentially see, because I think there's a lot of things open here since this is the first time we will actually have a live action Star Wars series, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But if you enjoyed this video and if you want me to talk more about The Mandalorian in the future, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.